problem. So, what do you remember about playing with Ilya back a couple of years ago?
Yeah, a good player, big, strong guy, plays physical. He's a great teammate. He's very well liked in this room, so everyone's looking forward to seeing him again.
What makes him a good teammate?
Just his personality, his approach. He's extremely competitive. He wants to play well. He wants to help the team. He puts the team first, and I really enjoyed my time with him. So again, we've got lots of guys in here that were excited to hear the news. So we're looking forward to seeing him.
When did the news sort of start to filter through the group? Because it sort of started to break around.
Yeah.
You guys were scrumming last night, I think.
Oh, I didn't hear about it till I got home. So last night there wasn't a ton of chatter about it, but today we've been talking. So I don't know when he gets in or anything like that, but the sooner the better.
Does it give a boost to the group when
gives a boost, yeah. Yeah, it gives a good boost to the group. I think whenever anything like that happens, there's an element of excitement, and I know he'll be excited. So it's on us to make him comfortable and just hit the ground running.
What are some of the attributes that he's brought that kind of made you guys as a pair work well together back in the day?
Well, I think he's a big, strong guy, and plays well defensively. He's physical, and again, I think he was just kind of one of those guys that you like being around. He's competitive. He puts the team first and how he plays and how he acts, and so he's just one of those guys you like having on your team.
How much will the familiarity help? Sometimes it can take a while for guys in a mid-season trade. Like, how much do you think that will help?
I think it'll help. It's tough to say because there is some new faces compared to when he was in here last time. But it's on us as his teammates to make him feel comfortable. I don't think that'll be a challenge for him. Again, we just want to get him in here and get rolling.
Just a word on Gio. He's had a terrible month.
Yeah.
Have you seen him or talked to him?
Talked to him last night, he's been through the ringer. He's a warrior. He's got a lot of people in here that really care about him. So it's on us to support him, and he's got his own network that is extremely supportive, and it's times like these where you need to be there for people, and I think this is a good example of that.
You guys found a right-handed shot defenseman last night in Mitch Marner. What do you think of the way he was able to chip in a little bit?
He was good. It's a little risky at times, even for my liking, but he's always been the guy that we talk about could probably do anything. So in terms of on the ice, so that was. I think he did it against Anaheim or Philly or someone. So he's getting a little too comfortable.
So are you better as a forward when you practiced here, or is he better as a defenseman?
I was pretty good up front, but I think he's a bit more dynamic than I am.
Does he talk a lot in the room about how great he's doing?
Oh yeah. But no, it's good. You want to build those guys up. He needs it.
Have you guys coming back after? It's not easy. You miss 5 games in the middle of the year.
I feel like I'm still trying to find my game. I feel good physically, and it's just the timing, the rhythm, the mental side of it, and but I know it's coming, and it's just hard work, and I expect myself to be better. It's moments like this in the season where it's challenging and fun, and you got to push yourself to get better, and there's no better time to do it than right now.
Have you guys heard much about Matt Rempe, 6'8.5" guy who's kind of taken over New York of late?
He's taken over New York?
Yeah, he's been very popular.
I don't know about that. Yeah, we've heard of him. Obviously, he's been he's been in a couple scraps, but in terms of the challenges tomorrow night, we got our hands full. They're a good team.
For you, Ryan, Austin said last night you were probably itching to get another fight. It had been a while. What's it like when you go a while between bouts?
That was a pretty big gap for me. You don't love to do that because sometimes when you get into one, you're not up to speed. But I thought I handled it well. But you don't want to take too big of a gap usually.
You could tell he was pretty eager to go. On that face-off was coming?
Well, I think once I buried that guy, I knew he didn't want to square off with me because he didn't ask me at the draw. He just kind of charged at me. That's why I backed up, and I kind of knew he was going to do that, so I backed up.
He's coming at you. You're just sort of waiting for him to make the first move in that situation because he was sort of, and you're just sort of standing there.
Yeah, well, I like to fight calm. I think some guys like to amp themselves up, and I find those are my worst fights when I want to kill somebody. I think I just got to be calm and see the fight.
What do you thought of Matt Rempe's sort of start here in the league? He's had 3 big fights.
That's been a hot start for him. Good start.
They're in here tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Do you think you might meet up with them?
I don't have the game script, but you never know.
What's it like when you're a young guy trying to make your name in the league, and especially in his role? You know, he's a big guy. You know, now he's got a target on his back in a way.
Yeah, I mean he's coming in the league trying to make a name for himself, and you know, any way he can. That's how I came in. You know, I wasn't called up to add a scoring touch for sure. It was to be physical and stick up for teammates and draw some energy. And you know, I kind of came in the league the same way. So you know, good on him. He's got some attention, and see how long it lasts.
Does the chatter kind of get around to players like you and you find out about, see the highlights and that?
Yeah, I mean, you see them, yeah, for sure. You see all the highlights.
What's the challenge facing a guy hit with his in a fight where he's 6'7", 6'8", whatever, the length there?
Yeah, I mean, you can't get strung out by him, that's for sure. You got to try and stay a little bit inside, otherwise, you have to be able to reach him. Like I have long arms, but 6'7", not 6'7" long. So, yeah, it's definitely different than say a guy from last night, but not something I've never dealt with.
3 fights in 6 games. You've had stretches where you've dropped the gloves a lot. How much does that take out of you?
Yeah, honestly, the sleeping is the worst. I think sleeping after a fight is always the toughest. But yeah, it can be grueling, especially if you don't if you're not doing it very often. Then all of a sudden, 3 back to back is it takes its toll for sure. But he's young though; he heals a little quicker.
Is the sleeping hard because of the adrenaline or because of the pain?
Adrenaline. Yeah. It's usually not so much pain.
What's the day before like when you know that you might be called upon?
I mean, it's every game. Every game, well, especially when I was younger, it was every game. Every team had somebody, so it wasn't anything different. I don't go into any game just like, oh yeah, I'm fighting for sure tomorrow. But when there's somebody that's a taker on the other side that's probably hungry for it, you're aware of it. But got a game to play too.
Do you anything to stay sharp between fights when you have a long layoff? Like, are you doing anything?
No, I probably should, to be honest. I probably should have brushed up on the skills a little bit, but no, it's like riding a bike.
Have you ever crossed paths with Ilya at all, like on the ice or off?
Sure, I played against him. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what do you know about him?
Just good in the D zone. Steady defensive defenseman.
I gotta ask. I know there's been a lot of fight questions, but like you scored a big goal on Tuesday, or a goal, and you looks like you've added a step this season. Like, how pleased are you with the development you've had this year on the ice?
Yeah, All-Star break was good for me. I felt recharged, and I thought the time I used before All-Star break to get back to where I wanted to be. I thought I used that appropriately, and I don't know. I'd be very interested to go back on my stats to see what they are right after All-Star break. I feel like I always heat up right around then. I don't know if it's, look good with the tan, feel good, play good. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I seem to like playing after All-Star break.
So, how's it feel to have another Russian coming onto the?
It's great. I'm waiting this question. Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's great for team, for me. I'm excited. When as friends, what time as friends has come to your team, you're really excited about this.
How well do you know him? How well do you know Ilya?
Probably I think 4 years already right now. Yeah, we was been in vacations this summer. He's been in Florida too. Was practicing, play golf. Yeah, he's a nice guy. Everybody know him in the locker room. He's not like new, and yeah, he's great.
What do you like about his game?
His game, I didn't watch a lot of his games, but what time he's come to here, yeah, what time play against Anaheim, he's play really strong, he's strong defenseman. I like it, yeah, how I said, he's nice people, great player too. Yeah, I think everybody happy what time he's come.
What's it mean to the team when Brad makes a trade, helps the team in this way?
Yeah, it's probably we don't have a righty defenseman. Yeah, is it tough? Yeah, I don't know what about this. It's not for me, but I know it's probably a little bit hard. And yeah, it's plus Rielly. Yeah, he's got some little bit out right now, and Luba is, I think, is perfect timing. Yeah, what time he's come.
Why do you guys hit it off? Why have you become friends off the ice? Other than your countrymen, obviously, but like, why do you think you get along well?
Like we have a kid, both, yeah. This first one probably, yeah. We know each other really good, like I know his family really good. We've been together in Christmas time and last year. Yeah, we stay with the kids. Like he's nice person, like he's just a really good friend, like he's come for you if you got some problem, if you call him, anytime he's helped it for you. It's really important,
Did you text with him last night?
Yeah, and I'm texting him today. Yeah.
Say,
We're just talking about he's needed help with maybe I'm picking up him in the airport, but he's come too late. I'm sleeping at this time. Yeah, he's come to 10:30 or something. Yeah, I will be asleep. I prepare for the next game.
What did you think of what Joseph did in his first game back with you guys last night?
Yeah, no, it's great. He's doing a nice job. It's hard game. Yeah, Arizona is pretty creative team. Yeah, he's got some couple good chances. Yeah, he's be in a really strong game.
What will the challenge be like tomorrow? The Rangers have been playing very well in Shesterkin. They just had a perfect month, no losses.
Yeah, it's good for us too. Yeah, it's more interesting. Like what time you play against Rangers, you don't need extra motivation. Yeah, everybody know who is this team. Yeah, and yeah, most important how we prepared for this game, how we strong mental tomorrow. Yeah, how we do some offensive, defensive zone, everything. How I'm prepared to. Yeah, not small details. I like it these games. What time is no small details, special before a playoff. It's good prepared for a playoff.
Do you feel like you're doing a better job now getting over losses like the one you had the other night than you did earlier in the season?
I don't think about this. Yeah. No, yeah.
Sheldon, how do you feel Lubushin's gonna help your group?
I think it helps us for sure. I'm obviously familiar with him, and when he's come in the past, he helped us, both in what he brings, the type of player that he is. He's ultra competitive, physical, strong, doesn't back down to anyone or any situation. Like he plays the game hard and honest. And obviously the right shot. We've talked enough about that to know the importance of that. And I think that in itself, just sort of allows some other things to settle into place, which I think is where the additional boost comes from. So there's part of it is what Bush himself brings, and the other part of it is how it impacts the rest of the decor. So I think it's a good move, and we're happy to have him. Obviously, the familiarity, and for those players that were here and the staff that was here, everybody really enjoyed their time with him, and I certainly did. And it's good timing too, of course.
How much did Tree sort of lean on you since you were familiar with him, and when did you kind of get an inkling that it was close or was going to be happening?
Yeah, we had conversations about it over the last little while. Just want to know, my perspective on him, the time with him. I haven't seen much of him other than us preparing to play against him or anything like that. But just his time here, as I just mentioned, really enjoyed coaching him. I think he got along very well with the players, fit in well. So the guys that are here, I know Tree talked to some of them as well and get their perspective. But you have confidence that he would fit in not only with the players that have been here, but the group, coaching staff that had been here, the training staff, all those things. Which this time of the year, I think is something to help with that transition. For players coming in this time of year on a team that's trying to win and be competitive, to have a guy that's got some familiarity to ease that transition, I think that's helpful.
Would you want to have him in the lineup tomorrow if it's possible?
Yes.
What's the Jurgen Krug status moving forward here?
I haven't got the report on how things went today, but he's very close, so he'll be. He would be a question for us going into tomorrow. I think it's the first time where there's a possibility that he could play. So it's the first real practice that he's had with us. So today was an important day to get through. So we'll get a sense of where he is. Probably not until tomorrow morning until we'll know more for sure.
How much have you missed what he brings in terms of his versatility, penalty killing, all those things?
Well, the team's done well. The team's played well. The players have played well that have filled in for the minutes that he's left. But, yeah, you do miss him because he does provide a lot for you. He gives our group a boost. His versatility, he impacts the game and impacts our team in different ways, right? Both special teams, 5-on-5, plays both wings, moves up and down the lineup. So there's a lot there. With all that said, like I said, the players that have filled those minutes have done a good job for us. So that's been a positive as well. And that, when Yarny comes back, it's going to force us to make some tough decisions. But certainly we're a better team when he's in.
Where are you at with Ilya? I think maybe he skated again, but not still able to get to practice. What's the outlook for him moving forward?
Yeah, he's another guy that's not necessarily ruled out for tomorrow, but not a certainty to play, obviously, given his absence in practice. But it was sort of purposeful today to get a feel for where he's at, but not to overdo it, so that it could be a possibility for tomorrow. Again, we'll determine with Liljegren, Järnkrok, and Labushkin, who's traveling in, and visa issues and all these kind of things that they gotta get sorted out that are out of our control. All those things will be determined tomorrow.
Now that you know Joseph's back in form, what does that mean for your goaltending going forward? You got some good choices there.
Yeah, lots of great options. As we said yesterday, like we've got 3 goaltenders to manage here, but really, in my mind, there's 2 goalies in terms of my decision making in terms of who's going to play each day. But certainly with Joseph, the way that he played yesterday was a great sign, great thing. Now it's going to be important for us to manage him well, to really get him back going in a regular rhythm without overdoing it for a guy that hasn't played in a long time and is returning from a difficult injury. So he won't play tomorrow. It'll be Samsonov tomorrow, and that was our plan even before the game started yesterday. And we're just staying with that because that's the right thing to do for both Samsonov and for Joseph.
What's your sense of one last one here? What's your sense of Morgan? There's been a lot of different things happening since he's come back into the lineup, partner size, all that. Where are you at? What are you seeing from him?
Yeah, I think as things have moved around more, it hasn't gone as well for, I would say, for our entire decor. Morgan's part of that, but as we saw, the Vegas game, the Colorado game, when he came back, he did a good job for us, and you could see the boost and the energy that he had from missing time and having more energy as that road trip wore on. But I'm not worried about Morgan. Morgan's been here for a long time and has performed at his very best when it counts the most. So we'll keep working with him and keep putting him out there, but we know we can count on Morgan.
We'd like to hear why was Labushkin a good fit for you guys?
Well, a few different things. I mean, we've been, I think anybody that's following our team, our defense is an area, especially on the right side, that we needed to add to, right? Whether it be through injury and the whatnot, we're short on the right side. So you look throughout the marketplace, and number one is determining what's available, right? There's lots of names people want to banty about, but you got to separate, reality from non-reality. And when we look at Ilya, a few things. Obviously, there's a familiarity with the team. I wasn't here with them before, but in speaking, I spoke to a few of the players. Obviously, speaking a lot with Sheldon, the coaching staff. There's a familiarity of where he fit in last year, when his last time here as a teammate. They spoke, glowingly about a teammate, how he fit in with the group. But then, stylistic and profile-wise, you're looking, from my end, somebody on the right side, and one of the things that we need to improve upon is stopping plays, killing plays. He's got the ability to kill plays when we look at our data. And again, it varies when you go to different teams and different situations, but he was strong. He was a strong denier of the blue line. He's got the ability to kill plays. He's got some heaviness to him. And then obviously being able to do the deal the way we did it and the number that he came in at provides us some flexibility. So it adds to our depth. It gives us a body in a position of need, and allows us still to seek other opportunities over the course of the next week.
How much did Gio's injuries speed up this process?
really didn't speed up the process. That we were. I think we had done the deal before the game had started. So unfortunate. But the other piece of this is you anticipate that you're not going to be healthy. Our blue line hasn't been healthy all year. That's the nature of the beast. Even when you get through the deadline, you've got a few weeks till the end of the regular season, and you can never have too many defensemen. You just can't if you want to get to where you want to get to. So unfortunate with Gio last night, but that wasn't the precipice of getting the deal done.
Do you have an update on Gio?
Yeah, Lance, a little bit. Like, he's going to be out some time. We've placed him on, or either we have or we will be placing him on injured reserved. He was concussed. Doing better today. He's doing better, but as any of these, he's in the protocol, and we'll just see how things respond over the course of the next few days, but he's going to miss some time.
You've known him for a long time. He's had an awful month just about the person.
Yeah, I talked to him last night. Like, he was in rough shape last night, and then we had a good chat today, and that was I think everybody in the building, you caught your breath a little bit. He went in hard, and he was out for a little bit, but he was doing better after the game, and then you compound that on what he's gone through here the last month. It's been tough, but he's doing well today. Like, he's doing well, and we'll see him back here. And but yeah, you feel for him. He's a good man, and he's gone through a lot here the last few weeks.
What's the likelihood that there'll be another deal or two made in the next week? I just get right to the point here, right?
To the point, Kev.
To the point.
Listen, we're going to try to improve our team, and that sounds motherhoodish, and every other manager is going to say the same thing. We're going to try to improve our team, whether it happens or not, and whether you can find the right fits and the right cost, and you need a dance partner that likes what you have, and vice versa. So we're certainly going to attempt to improve our team, and we'll see what the days bring.
How much are you looking at the calculator every day?
Yeah, Brandon's running out of. He's working on the toes now. He's run out of fingers, so he's working on the toes. So he's typing away there, and we've the idea too. And I think one thing we need to understand is, obviously, and I've been asked this a few times, so maybe for our fans and followers, it's easy to look and say, okay, Klingberg's money went away, right? But you also look at that when John went on LTI, we were running a thinner roster, right? Like, we were, and so you wanna help your team without taking your team apart. So it's when you do the math and say, well, Klingberg's money on LTI, you've got that space. Well, it was a different roster when John was playing versus you've got more players up here. So we're going to try to be as creative as possible. Like I said, part of that's today's NHL. When you look at these deals, part of the attraction with Ilya is him coming in at 600 and 600 plus cash versus so it allows you some flexibility. So we're going to try to be as creative and see where we can, like I said, see where we can help ourselves.
What other areas would you like to address?
Excuse me?
What other areas would you like to address?
Well, you know what, Jonas? I'm not going to probably go right through them. Listen, we continue to look at our defense. We look at our forward group, but we've got 3 goaltenders right now. If the question is, I think we're going to stay at 3 for today. We'll see what tomorrow brings. So wherever we can find a fit to help ourselves, we continue to look at any opportunity that comes available. We'll see. We'll see.
Are you open to moving your first round pick or a first round pick?
Yeah, I mean, to me, and I know there's all sorts of talk, in the right deal, to me, where our team's at, you'd want to help the team. I think you got to be careful with first round picks for short-term help. But if it makes sense, at the end of the day, when you do the final analysis, if you think that there's, it's going to have an impact, you have to look at every option. So the idea that we're not going to do this or we're not going to do that, we look at every option if it's going to improve our team. Now, as the manager, you also have to look at not just the next 6 weeks lens, but you balance it. And so we've tried to look at opportunities that could help our team using any and all capital we have available. But it's got to make sense.
Did the
Yeah,
Russian
Russian-
winning
one here,
streak,
guys, one last
did the
one.
7-game winning streak change your approach at all in terms of where you felt the team was at and what you wanted?
You know what, David? I think you got to be careful of saying, okay, you know, I'm not a big believer in we win tonight, we're doing this, and we lose tonight, to me, it's not just a 7-game winning streak. We have 50-plus game sample size. You're always monitoring your team where you feel you're at. Obviously, that streak put us in a better position. But you just have to take one look at the standings. It's not, nobody's home and clear here, right? It put us in a better position. You see different things. We've made some lineup changes with our roster. So it's not just about where you are in the standings, but where different people fit, and maybe it changes what you might need. Certainly we're in a better position relative to our playoff position and our standings position than we were 2 weeks ago. But I'm not a big believer of, okay, let's wait the last 3 games, and if we get 4 points, we're buying buying everything. If we lose 4 points, we're selling everything, right? I think we've got a good team. I think there's areas that we still need to address. Will we be able to address them all by the deadline? No. That's just the reality. And not every team will. But is there a way that we can help ourselves between now and next Friday? That's what we're going to do. We're going to try to do.
Is there a future for the Russian player in this organization that you picked up? Like, that just seemed like an odd sort of addition to that trade.
It's fair to assume that you have to include a player in these transactions as part of the transaction. So,
Okay, fair enough.
yeah.